Hi, my name is Shaquana Dalton from LearnAsYouWrite.com, and this is part 2 to How to Write Fiction of a video series I'm doing. And in this video, we're going to talk about characters, and so we're going to talk about main characters versus sideline characters, 3D characters versus flat characters or cliche characters, and we're just going to talk about character development going along with the whole story in general and how they develop over this process of the story. So, main characters versus sideline characters. Your main characters are they're the ones that the story is really about, and the sideline characters are characters where they're kind of in the background, like your main character knows them, and they're kind of relating to the main character, but not fully. And so the sideline characters are making the story deeper without taking the main attention away from your protagonist and antagonist. An example of a sideline character would be the best friend of the protagonist. And also sideline character would be another classmate or roommate. Someone where the characters talk to, but they're not part of the main story. Like if I were to take them out, it shouldn't really affect the story too much. And basically, it's just important to know the difference between the main characters and your sideline characters, so that you won't confuse them and give too much attention to the sideline characters, unless it's really like a subplot, which is going to be in the next video I'm going to discuss. So, also, 3D characters. You want to make your characters as deep as possible, because the more deep or more human they seem, the more realistic they are, the more relatable they are, the more readers can get familiar with them and be more interested in the story, basically. So, to make your character more 3D, just give them faults, like negative things about them, as well as good traits and stuff. So their fault can be always forgetting their keys when they leave the house, or quick temper, or clumsiness, something that makes them more human. Like humans aren't perfect, and so your character shouldn't be perfect. So you want to make sure they have little twerks about them that makes them more human, makes the reader be able to relate to them more. Also, you can also give them a little secret, like this character has a secret. They really have a crush on this character, and their words and their dialogue show it. It kind of hints at it, and the readers can kind of pick it up, but it's not really saying it, and it gives them more of an in-depth, because you don't really know what strangers are thinking too, so you don't really know what all the characters are thinking. So a little surprise could probably help the readers understand more and get more into the story with their characters. And just so you know, flat characters are basically characters that are cliche. Like we've seen that character before. We've seen the clumsy girl that is very attracted to the popular jock, and the jock is attracted to her, kind of like the Edward Bella thing, and she was clumsy and Edward loves her, and yeah, we've seen it before. Flat characters are also characters that are like plain. Like they're basically, you can see them all, okay, she's the nerd. She's nerdy, we get it. What else about her? Is she secretly a dominatrix? Like saying weird things like that, having a weird twerk makes them more in depth, makes it have a story. Like every character, whether they're main characters or sideline characters, should have a story. And like the readers don't really have to know the whole story, but you know, as the writer, should know a lot more about every character, so that it shows in your dialogue and your interactions with the other characters. Okay, lastly, I'm going to talk about character development, which is the character growing and evolving throughout the book. And this is important because there's no point in the story if there's no lesson learned. If the character doesn't really evolve or become more themselves throughout the process. Like there has to be like a purpose to the story. So to watch out for, you want to be careful with this, is you really want to make sure that it has a beginning point, has a middle, it has an end. So characters can kind of start off as not knowing about information too much, or just beginning to just start off not really into whatever they're trying to do, and then by the middle they're into it, and by the end they don't have to be a completely different person, but they have to be different from where they started out. And this can be a slow transition, this could be a really fast, have to go real fast kind of transition. But there has to be a noticeable change in the character to the readers by the end of the book, because it makes it like a point of the story. It makes it like, okay, the characters changed, the characters learned, the characters been hurt, the characters fought, the characters have to fight, they have to face their fears, they're more courageous now, something that takes them from A to B and C and back all on again. So character development is very important to the story because it makes the characters stand out, makes them seem like they've grown. Of course, you can have symbolism in here somewhere, like this is symbolic because it shows her growth throughout the story, kind of thing. I think that's all I have for you in this video. In the next video, I'm going to be talking more about plot, main plot, subplot, everything to make a plot. So keep a lookout for that. That should be coming next week. Once again, my name is Shaquana Dalton. You can find me at learnasyouwrite.com, where I blog about writing fiction. And thank you for watching, and have a great day.